And this is, so what were we calling this? Zelda bi-weekly month or something?
Yeah, it's Zelda Month, whatever.
Zelda Month except fucked up.
This is the episode where we go to war with each other and we will test our friendship.
You mean Majora's Mask wasn't out already?
No.
Oh,
Not at
boy.
all.
So, alright, I would like to point out, I was kind. I conceded a few points. I said I could see where someone would like Majora's Mask. If you come at me guns blazing for this one, I will kill you. You will be shoved out of a moving car at 70 miles an hour. So I hope you know how to tuck and roll.
I learned that since I was 6.
Oh. Dude.
I was in karate class. He told us as a fence and a way to tuck and roll. So, we know how to do that.
No, sure.
And of all personal lives, we come here to play.
Play?
I hope we played. I want to play. To talk Zelda.
Specifically, Twilight Princess. The one that everyone shits on, which is, in my opinion, just perfectly fine.
I told you, man, there's a Zelda cycle. Everyone, it will eventually get shit on. And in the next Zelda game, it will be praised as the greatest game ever made from the series. So just
yeah.
Through it.
Point is, Legend of Zelda, Twilight Princess. The highly divisive Zelda entry, where you either love it or you hate it, but you're not really in the middle. Ever.
Yeah, pretty much.
And
aren't all of them?
I mean, yeah. Most of them. I think Wind Waker might be the only one that's like not super divisive.
I think Ocarina is the only one that's not super divisive.
Fair enough. Anyway, Twilight Princess. Where do we start?
Well, I will say it is. Twilight Princess was a response to Wind Waker, and by looking at the reactions of Space World 2004 on Twilight Princess, it's exactly the same that the people watching Breath of the Wild.
Yep.
So this is the most hyped Zelda game ever before Breath of the Wild.
Yep.
And hey, I can't blame him. Hey, if I were to look at if you look just at the first Twilight Princess, right? You're like, that is a mature, perfect sequel to Ocarina of Time. I need this in my life now.
Yep. And then instead, you got the classic dungeon crawler with some really awkward love interest kind of crammed in every here and there. That was, ugh.
Hey, Telma is still, she's still a wonderful person that holds a very special place in my heart.
Alright.
You know who Telma is, right?
Don't remember, no.
She's the bartender.
Oh, oh. God, I hate you. Anyway, so I don't really know where to start with this whole thing, so I guess the beginning. Longest tutorial in a Zelda game ever.
Oh, fuck. Okay, this is where I'm gonna start to complain. What the fuck? Because I replayed this not too long ago. I mean, I understand the first time I played it, it took me long just because I wanted to kind of see the world. But the second time I wanted to play it, I just wanted to get to the first dungeon. I just want to get to the story. Right?
See, that's your mistake, is you want to rush it. The point here is that this is a world that has been in peace, is in peace, and you can enjoy a peaceful Zelda for a little bit before shit goes down horribly.
But it's so boring! Herding goats?
Yeah, you're a goat herder. You're a goat herder, Link. You gotta make a living somehow.
It's a very
that doesn't involve hacking.
It's a very mundane 3 hours. It took me.
It is not 3 hours. Then you suck at it.
As a veteran Zelda player, it took me 3 hours.
That is not
to
correct.
Get from the beginning of the game to the door of the first dungeon.
That is incorrect. That is alright. Door of the first dungeon, sure. Getting out of the village. The part of the game that you always complain about cutting out is the village part, right?
That was a good hour.
It does not take you an hour to get out of that place, because after that, right? All of that is story building. That's all story. Which, sure, I guess if you don't care at all about what's going on in the world or why you're doing this and you just want to play a game, sure, go for it. You can also just play the first one.
A story that's overshadowed completely by Midna.
You just want to hate this thing. You are... First of all, fuck you for cutting me off twice there. I'm trying to get a point across, and if all you're gonna do is just interrupt, we can kill the video here. But it's all story. The part in the beginning of the village, you are not the great hero who has been trained for years and years. You are not some kid destined for greatness who got lucky about being picked by a godly fairy. You are not some crazy knight that is getting ready to protect Skyloft. You're a fucking goat herder. You're a farmer who gets thrown into this whole mess, and now you get to go save the world, right? Now you get to go right off to Castletown, and you meet up with Princess Zelda because you're sneaky, and you get thrown into the dungeons, and now you meet Midna, who is somehow a what is her technical term? Imp, I guess.
Yes.
Who then goes on to be your best friend, essentially. Which, okay, you...
In the middle of that, you forgot you turn into a wolf.
And yeah, you turn into a wolf, which is also pretty badass, which...
It's really badass.
It's pretty badass to fight as a wolf.
I will say that.
But yes, the getting to the first dungeon takes forever, but there is gameplay before the first dungeon. You're not sitting on your ass herding goats for 3 hours before the first dungeon. You are doing things before the first dungeon. For me, the game starts when you're in the prison. The prison is the first dungeon to me.
Okay, I can see that.
So, like...
I can see that.
Yeah, the village part takes a while. Not 3 hours. Not even an hour if you're quick about it. You can get through that pretty quickly, honestly. The longest part about the village is the fishing thing, because that's mostly RNG. But after you're done with that, you can get on with your life and you can go out and explore the world.
Alright, fair enough. Second thing, with the wolf, which I will admit, it's super badass that you turn into a freaking wolf. You're practically a werewolf in this game.
Yeah,
which is awesome. Much. My only gripe with that is that the combat that Link has with his sword is much more developed than his wolf form. I feel like they could have included some additional, fighting styles for the wolf, like adding a little bit more, some extra abilities.
Allow me to reframe this for you.
Mm-hmm.
Being turned into a wolf is supposed to be a disadvantage. A wolf does not have opposable thumbs. It does not walk on 2 legs. It doesn't have any of the things that humans have. And I would argue that being forced into a wolf form is, especially in those cases where you're
trapped.
You're trapped, or then there's those parts where you have to kill the, what are they called? Guardians? They're not guardians. Stone-faced disc people.
Yeah.
You have to kill enough of them to relieve the Twilight area in a new place that you got to, right? If they just let you run around in a wolf form while still swinging a sword in your mouth like fucking Sif from Dark Souls, then that would not feel like a disadvantaged position. It's supposed to be like, hey, you're a wolf now, so you can't fight the way you did before, right? So it's all you have are biting and the weird tail slice thing that you have, apparently. So it's to reframe this, right? Yeah, they could have given you badass magical wolf powers. We were talking about Danny Phantom earlier, that stole my mind. They could have given you badass wolf powers, but then that would also kind of defeat the purpose of hey, you're back to a human, you have your old stuff back, now you're stronger than you were as a wolf.
Well, no, what I mean is, okay, so you're developing this relationship with Midna, right?
Mm-hmm.
You start just as someone that just has to do her a favor. That sounds very wrong. But you develop a relationship with her and you start actually do care about her.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So in return, she would help you. And she is like half of the gameplay of Wolf Link comes from Midna herself. So why not just incorporate just a little bit more? I'm not saying just add like as many sword fighting styles as Link has with his sword, but just add like a couple of extra things so that you guys are developing well together.
I mean, I kind of enjoyed the fact that Midna didn't fight like a cavalry unit on a wolfback, because that would have been a little bit weird. I mean, hell, when you get the sword and shield in the very beginning, you give them to Midna. She's like, yeah, these are way too big for me, I can't use them. But it's like, if you had given her something, or first of all, if she'd used those, it would have been really comical, because she is tiny.
Yeah.
And she would have been using a sword for a full-grown human. That would have been fucking hilarious, because then now she's basically like, she's flying along with the sword. But if you'd given her something that appropriate for her size, she would have been fighting giant stone-faced monsters with a fucking butter knife. Right? So now, sure, the gameplay would have been kind of cooler if she'd had a sword, but it would have also diminished the fact that she is tiny and she needs your help. She cannot do a whole lot on her own. That's why she was trapped in the fucking jail with you for a while. So, sure, they could have probably done a little bit more with the wolf, but the duality of that where human Link is, stands up, fights like a human, strong, does big heavy attacks. Wolf Link is quick, runs around faster, does short, weaker attacks, and then moves on, it's more of a travel thing. Alright, speaking of this, after you get the ability to transform at will back and forth between human and Wolf Link, did you ever call Epona again?
Oh hell no! I traveled as a wolf because I'm a freaking wolf.
Just turn into a wolf. It's easier to do that than fucking use the breed stuff and wait.
Yeah, because you gotta find the little leaves to call Eponas.
Yeah,
I don't have time to find those things. I'm just gonna use my wolf form because it's badass.
Alright, that's what I thought. Because that's exactly what I did.
Now before we start continue fighting, can we continue with the good stuff?
Sure.
Okay. The dungeons.
Dungeons are by far the best and most well thought out and designed that I've seen in the series ever. I think Twilight Princess has some of my favorite dungeons in the entire series. Now I don't know about Breath of the Wild, which might be better.
We gotta wait for that.
But these are fantastically designed, well thought out dungeons that you can run around and explore and do all sorts of crazy things.
They're just so imaginative. I mean, using the boots to hang onto a wall and to just walk in the ceiling with it, that's awesome.
Yeah. I will say there's that one MCS Shire-esque, or what's his name? The crazy dude that paints sideways stairs.
I don't remember that. I don't know the name. I'm sorry.
Anyway, there's that one dungeon that's got the weird bird people and then
the sky temple,
whatever it is. That was fucking weird. That took me a while to figure out just because my brain couldn't comprehend the fact that I could do all the shit that I could in there. Also, fuck not having 2 claw shots.
Oh my god.
I went back and I've played it recently, and at the point where you have just one to the point where you have both of them, when you have only one, it's kind of boring. Not having either of them is better than having only one. Because when you only have one, you go to a thing and you're done. You have 2, you're motherfucking Spider-Man just going back and forth between places.
Yeah, using the 2 hook shots in there, it's awesome. One of my favorite temples though in the whole series is the Ice Mansion, where the Jedi lives.
Oh god.
I just absolutely love the idea and the design of that temple. Because usually temples are like ancient ruins, hidden underneath a place. This is a house. The dungeon is a house.
It's just, imagine sitting there in the mountains. 2 Yetis have moved in when I presume the other occupants either got turned into monsters or died to frostbite.
Or just became the dinner of the Jedi.
Or that.
Too.
Which is a slightly more terrifying idea, because then why are you helping the Yeti husband save the Yeti queen?
Because you don't know.
Oh, fuck you.
You're a small farmer boy in the village. That's all the way south. This is all the way north. I mean, how are you
hold on. So now, a small farmer boy makes sense in a story context. Ha! Fuck you. I love it when you eventually see that I'm right. Oh, man. But yeah, I will agree. The Ice Mansion is a fantastically designed dungeon. It's super fun to run around.
And Ball and Chain.
And Ball and Chain is phenomenal. I think I might use Ball and Chain to kill more things after I have it than I do the sword, just because it's more fun to just whack right into someone's face. That said, fuck the boss. Fuck that bitch, and fuck her fucking owl head that goes all the way around and comes back at you with a terrifying, I'm gonna eat you now kind of face. Because holy shit, the first time that happened, I almost shot myself. That is fucking terrifying. Fuck that boss. She's mechanically fantastic, super fun.
True.
But fuck that reveal of shiny, 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 terrifying.
I'm sorry, the giant spider creeped me up a lot more than that.
Oh, that was just Goma. You don't need to worry about Goma. She's nice. Gozma? What's her name? Goma? Okay.
It's still scary. It's still creepy. It's a giant ass spider.
I'm the one supposed to be scared of spiders here. Come on. But yeah, no.
That's cool. What else? What
else was there?
The temple in the desert. Where you use just everyone's favorite item, the spinner.
Yep.
You are
basically hoverboarding around.
You're hoverboarding in a Beyblade. Excellent.
Yeah. Reaper 1.0.
Gosh, that was a fun thing to use.
I will say it was a little bit annoying when you would just kind of like gently float by because you lost all of your momentum and just like you were basically stuck on sand. It's like, come on.
But you literally in there, you literally are in a roller coaster.
Yep. Again, fantastically designed
dungeons. Dungeons are amazing and great, and the bosses are even like you fighting giant skull. It's awesome. It's awesome in that way.
Yep.
Entering a dungeon in Twilight Princess is the best feeling in the world.
Because you know that you're going to find some brand new toy that's going to be super fun to use, or you're going to have a fantastic time getting through it and fighting a boss.
Yeah. Speaking of bosses.
Alright, lay it on me.
My favorite boss fight in Zelda. The final fight with Ganon. In this game.
Yep.
It is absolutely perfect. Just perfect.
So aside from everything else you hate in this game, the ending is one of your favorite things in Zelda ever. All right?
It is. I mean, in this game, the best boss fight in the series is the final fight in Twilight Princess.
Now, I will say though, first, is that they have a lot of mechanics in this game. A lot of mechanics that they teach you right off the bat, and then I honestly, there's one point heading up to the ice mansion where you have to fish out that one really smelly fish.
Oh my gosh, yes.
And then sniff it. I remember I didn't know that I was supposed to sniff it at first, because I remember I got the fish and I was like, okay, now what do I do with it? There was a Yeti that was trying to find the fish. If I have the fish, it's good. Pick up the fish. Can't pick up the fish. Use a bottle on it. Can't use it on it. Fuck. Oh god damn it! Now it's gone. All right, I gotta get another one. All right, now it's here. Do I hack it? Nope. No, that doesn't work. Catch it with a bug. No, that didn't work.
Took a while, yeah.
All right, what else can I do? Oh, catch the fish. Fuck it. Internet. Oh, turn into a wolf and sniff it.
Yeah.
Well, why the fuck did I have to do all that? So they introduce a lot of mechanics super early on. One of those mechanics is you can herd the goats in the very beginning.
Yeah, when the goat's coming at you, you can grab it by the horns
and then you slam it on the ground.
Slam it on the ground.
Then you do that with the Gorons on Death Mountain, where they're rolling down at you. You just grab them, you stop them, you slam them on the ground, and then you move on with your life.
Which, by the way, that would actually kill you.
Would straight up kill you. They would just... You know how you have the steel boots? Those steel boots would have your knees down in them, and the rest of you would be down the mountain. Something very similar is done in the Ganon Beast fight, if you remember that.
Mm-hmm.
Where he's running at you, and then you just kind of... You can dodge out of the way and get it to tumble over. But, and I don't remember if this is 100% accurate, but in my brain, it made sense. If you're in human form, you can still, here's the tusks, because the giant pig beast. You can grab the tusks and slam them on the ground to do the same thing, and then go back into wolf form and then do the whole thing with him. I was really annoyed, because that is a mechanic that they teach you in the very beginning of the game, and then it pays off at the very, very, very end. What the fuck?
Yeah, I mean, I swear that the reason I love it is because the first fight you do in the final battle is with a possessed Zelda, right? Mm-hmm. And that's where you do the classic, tennis game.
Yeah.
Just shoot until she gets hit and then swing.
And then hack and slash her.
Yeah. Then you get to the Ganon fight, where you gotta remember that, hold, turn, do that again over and over again, and Ganon comes from very different ways because portals and stuff.
Yep.
Then you get to one of my favorite parts, which is the horse riding part.
I will say, I want more games to have horseback combat, because it is fucking Skyrim added it in with the there was some DLC. It might have been the Hearth, or I don't remember what it was. Skyrim did it. Twilight Princess did it. If
Breath of the Wild
has
horseback combat,
there's
so you can sword fight,
there's
shoot arrows,
some,
jump.
But I want more games to have horseback, like running at each other in a field and then just like fighting it out. Because like there was that one with Gendorf, but there was also that one where you had to kill
the bridge, right?
The bridge where you had to kill the big. What are they called? Moblins?
The moblins.
Mogoblins?
Mogoblins, yeah. You were like one side of the bridge, he was in the other. You had to like
run at each
joust.
other and then jousted on a fucking bridge
That was
on
awesome.
horseback.
Mm-hmm.
Like I want more games to have horseback combat. Like it's just such a fantastic thing. It doesn't even have to be like sword or javelin. Like you could have bows and like maces and just more horseback combat. Like that's so fucking cool. I liked it. And then, of course, after you've had the horseback stuff,
you gonna sort of, one-on-one
sword fight on the top of a hill, where he pulls out the sword that he got stabbed in the fucking chest with.
Yep.
And then tries to kill you with it. Which I will say, it took me until after I played Ocarina of Time, and then I went back and did Twilight Princess again. I didn't realize that those glowing white people were supposed to be the six mages, or the sages. Not mages, sages from Ocarina of Time.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of Twilight Princess is basically built on top of Ocarina of Time. It's Ocarina of Time in the future.
It's Ocarina of Time, but bigger.
But, yeah. I mean, hell, the desert temple, that's just straight up the spirit temple from Ocarina of Time. The water temple is the same. It's in the bottom of Lake Hylia in Zora's Domain.
Yeah, uh-huh.
Mount Doom has the Mount Doom, what is
It's not Lord of the Rings.
Not Lord of the Rings. What is
Death
it?
Mountain.
Death Mountain. Has the fire temple. Hell, you fight Dodongo inside of Death Mountain's fire temple. What else is there? Fucking, you go to the forest and there's
the same thing.
Exact same thing.
Inside a tree.
And it's I just fucking love that. Like, it took me until going back and playing Ocarina of Time. Like, my first impression of Twilight Princess was fantastic. Playing Ocarina of Time and then doing Twilight Princess again, realizing that Twilight Princess is basically Ocarina of Time in the future, and realizing how much of the callback they were doing to all the things from Ocarina of Time made it that much better for me.
Well, man, then you just wait till Breath of the Wild.
I know, it's gonna be so much better.
Well, aside from that, there's one more thing I want to talk about, and that is the best companion in the series. Without the question, Midna.
Absolutely agree on that. Midna is fantastic as a companion. She doesn't constantly go, hey, listen. She doesn't come at you with fucking like computerized statistics.
There is a 95% chance that Zelda is dead right now.
She's like,
fuck you.
Yo, dumbass, turn into a wolf. We gotta get to a place. All right, we're here. Cool. I'm just gonna hang out in your shadow. Hey, here's your sword and shield. Don't die. All right, cool. See ya.
Yeah.
Hey, dipshit, you've been hanging out in this one room forever. The door's over there. Go that way. She's such a good fucking companion. Yeah. Like, I mean, the only way that Nintendo could make Zelda companions better is if they let you turn them off at this point. Like, they're not going to top Midna. You do not do a better Midna than what Midna is right now.
Thank God Breath of the Wild does have a companion.
Thank Christ.
Thanks.
There is no...
Although you can make your wolf your companion, that's awesome.
Which is, at that point, you're basically Jon Snow.
Yes! Actually, yes.
You're straight up Jon Snow. You ride around a horse. You have a badass sword.
Actually, you're more of a wildling because arrows. And
I guess.
Stuff you hunt.
I was thinking like horseback, mystical sword, wolf companion.
Okay, yeah.
Sounds a lot like Jon Snow.
Okay, I like that. I like that idea. Man, I cannot rename characters in this game anymore. Shit.
Yeah, I kind of wish you could rename. That'd be so good though. We are running over what we usually try and do for these things, so least favorite part of the game. Not the beginning, because we've already covered that. That's cheating.
Least favorite part of the game. Senior, I just there you go. There is there are a lot of parts in the game where you gotta find these beetles, right? In each area for the goddesses, which I just don't like this part of. I don't like those parts in Zelda games. I just really don't like them in any. Even in Skyward Sword, I don't like it. However, I accept. Okay, I have to do it. Sure, whatever. I'll do it. I just get over with. The one that you gotta do in the lake, in Zora's Domain, right? You look all across Zora's domain for the bugs.
Yep.
There's just one missing.
Which I agree with you. That one's annoying, but I can understand a little bit why they did it, because it's.
I mean, yeah, it does tell you story-wise. It helps you.
The world is all connected.
Yeah.
It's in Castletown, or whatever they call it this time around.
Castletown.
Is it just Castletown still?
Yeah.
Okay. But it's right by the entrance to Lake Hylia in Castletown. So it's like, yeah, it's technically not inside of the Zora's Domain, the place where it should be. But at the same time, it kind of shows like, hey, this world is connected, because we will put this thing that's for Lake Hylia in the entrance in another zone.
I just... Okay, so I understand why they did it, because they wanted... Okay, here's the Prince Zora. He's hurt. He's injured. Right? Just remember that when you finish this, you gotta go over there and help him. Right? But they could have just done something else to get me there, instead of having to... Because where on earth are you gonna think you were not gonna look in Castletown for it, right?
Yeah.
Like you're not gonna, no matter how much you try to think about it, you were not just gonna go into Telma's bar for it.
Yeah.
That's my problem with it, right? So that's just something that really annoyed me.
My one problem with the game is that the game happens in a donut, basically, where all the content is on the edges, and in the middle there's a giant lack of content called Hyrule Field.
Yes.
And I'd be okay with a donut of content if I can go inside the donut and get all of it all at once. I like traveling in games. I mean, I still play No Man's Sky because I like just flying around, doing the traveling part. My only thing with this one is that there's such a giant lack of anything in the middle that, yeah, I like riding through it and it's majestic and stuff, but after the 14th and 15th times of having to go through it to get across the entire map, it gets a little repetitive.
Yeah. Favorite part?
Favorite part? The boss fight with what's his name? Zant. That's the guy.
Who's creepy.
Who's creepy as hell.
But Girahim's better.
Girahim's better. So the boss fight with Zant is probably one of my favorite things about this game, because it lets you go back and basically it's a boss rush mode in the middle of the game that lets you go back and rethink, like the monkey, for example, right? Mm-hmm. In one of the very first bosses where you have the boomerang and you have to fight the monkey, and it's like, you got to use the boomerang to knock the monkey down. Or now that you're fighting it for the second time and you have all your items, just use your bow and shoot in the face. Mm-hmm. It lets you kind of rethink how you want to do some of the bosses. And I really like that.
It is fun. Like that. I don't know, for me.
And sorry, I'm not done.
Yeah.
Zant in general, the fact that he also shows up at the very end when you're killing Ganondorf, right? You don't kill Ganondorf. Zant does, because they're linked to each other, and Zant fucking snaps his own neck to kill Ganondorf. That's fucking badass.
Yep.
Pretty fucking cool.
It is. It's awesome.
Your favorite bit?
My favorite bit, I mean, aside from the ending of the game, which was fantastic, I really liked when you had to take Midna in wolf form into safety.
Don't do it when she's been flooded with light.
She was demolished by sand.
Yep, there was that whole. Technically, it wasn't even Zant. It was the fucking lake serpent light thing, wasn't it? Like he blasted her with light.
I mean, yeah, sort of, yeah. But yeah, I really like that part.
The storytelling for why that happens and why she's so hurt over it is a little weak, if you ask me. But I mean, at the same time, it's a really cool thing to do overall. It's like kind of show that, hey, there are things going on. Yeah, I agree that. The fact that was the one time I didn't want my ride through the field to end was when she was when you were carrying Midna on your back and the music changes and it's all like this sad. That was
Only problem with that scene is that because of how the game is programmed, when an enemy spawns, like that stupid enemy music starts playing.
Yeah.
When you just want to hear the music that's playing, like the somber music that's playing in the background because of the moment.
Yeah.
It just kind of takes you out a little bit, but aside from that...
for the most part, what I did with that was, I ran past every single enemy I could. Like I didn't really fight a whole lot on my way to.
Oh, I didn't fight either. It's just,
okay.
you know, when they spawn, when
Like,
they're nearby.
When they spawn nearby
just-
and the
you-
stuff starts,
You hear the music.
I kind of took that as a moment of these are mindless monsters trying to kill you. They don't recognize that, you know, the fate of the world is at stake. They don't care about it. They just want to kill you because you're running past them, right? So they pop up and try and stop you. In a very like storytelling moment, you just kind of run past them. You do your best to dodge them out, right? Because you're in a rush. You got to get someplace. So just because they're there doesn't mean that they're a problem for you, right? But yeah, I wish the music didn't change for that. I'd be okay if more of them popped up as long as the music doesn't change.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, that's Twilight Princess.
Twilight Princess, my, you know, high up on my personal favorite list of Zelda games. Honestly, only beat by Wind Waker and Skyward Sword.
See, for me, Twilight Princess beats all 2D Zelda games, but is, in my opinion, the lesser of the 3D ones.
Alright. Alright.
That's just, you know, that's how much I enjoyed. I mean, and I've played this more than once, so to get a good grasp of it.
Right.
So, and then, you know, that's just how I feel. I still like it. I will still play it again. Just gotta bear to that beginning section.
I mean, if you rephrase it so that it's not, the beginning section is not up until the first dungeon, and instead it's up until you meet Midna, it's not that bad. Because to me, the game starts when you meet Midna. Like, that's the beginning of the entire game. Like, everything before that is kind of like what is it? Not prologue. Is it prologue?
Yeah, prologue. But you also gotta admit, like, at Ordon Village, it's boring.
The village is a bit boring, but I mean, like, it's also a good, like, playground for getting across the the mechanics.
Yeah. But I mean, again, like, if you already know how to play the game.
Yeah, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but if you start the Master Quest in
You gotta do it.
Twilight, you have to do it? Okay, I don't want that. I know there's one
Because of the story elements.
Yeah, I know. I know there's one that lets you skip, like, straight to the first dungeon. I don't remember which one it is now.
I'm not sure.
But in any case, that was Twilight Princess.
That was Twilight Princess, yes.
And next time we'll meet you for everyone's favorite Legend of Zelda game, Link's crossbow training.
No, wait. No, you're forgetting. No, it's Tingle's Adventure. That's the one.
No, that doesn't sound right. It's it was Oracle of Seasons. That's the one. Yeah, everyone just absolutely loves that game.
No. You're wrong. It is a CDI game.
No. See, I think it might be Tetris. Anyway, we've rambled on long enough. We'll see you next time. Bye.